Have you noticed it? That moment when everything around you just stops making sense? It doesn't happen all at once. It's slow, gradual, almost like a gentle unhooking, pulling you out of a world you didn't realize you had outgrown. Conversations that once sparked curiosity now feel dull. People you used to laugh with seem distant. The places you called home no longer hold the same energy. And maybe you've asked yourself, what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong. Your frequency has simply outgrown their reality. And when your frequency rises, the illusion begins to fall apart. This world, the one most people still operate in, is built on patterns, contracts, and energetic agreements. When you were part of the same code, everything made sense. But now you're vibrating beyond it. And that old reality, it no longer knows what to do with you. You don't react the same. You don't seek the same comfort. You don't need the same validation. The masks you used to wear feel heavy. The roles you once played feel fake. The cycles you kept repeating now look ridiculous. And that's not ego, that's clarity. You didn't fail them. You evolved. And evolution is lonely. Because the more you grow, the less you resonate with what you once tolerated. The people who don't want to change will call you distant. The world that fears awakening will label you broken. The system that thrives on your disconnection will try to drag you back down. But here's the truth. You're not broken. You're upgrading. And upgrading requires letting go. When your frequency rises, it recalibrates your entire field. Thoughts shift. Desires change. Attachments dissolve. You begin to crave truth more than comfort. Silence over chaos. Integrity over popularity. Presence over approval. Peace over productivity. Depth over distraction. Energy over ego. You stop chasing. You start remembering. And those around you, they feel it, even if they can't name it, even if they can't understand it. They sense your detachment, your new boundaries, your refusal to play by the old rules. And to some, that feels threatening. Because when one person shifts, it disrupts the code for everyone still stuck in the pattern. Your presence becomes a mirror. Your energy exposes the programming. That's why they pull away. That's why they project their fear onto you. You're not who you used to be, and you're not who they need you to be to stay comfortable. You outgrew the script, and now you're improvising in a system that demands compliance. But this part of the path, it's necessary. You must outgrow the old to embody the new. So if everything feels like it's collapsing, it is. The version of reality you once aligned with is dying. Let it. Don't mourn what was never meant to last. Don't grieve connections that only existed in survival mode. Don't beg the system to accept your new vibration. It can't. It was never designed to hold awakened energy. You were never meant to fit into this. You came here to transcend it, to feel the distortion, to unlearn the lies, to unravel the conditioning, to remember your origin, to rise through the frequencies and reclaim your light in a system that was built to dim it. And now you're doing it. So of course it hurts. Of course it's lonely. Of course it feels like death. It is. It's the death of illusion and the birth of alignment. You are aligning with your original code, the one before you were programmed, before you were named, before you were told who to be. And alignment isn't always peaceful. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it means letting go of people you love. Sometimes it means walking away from everything that once defined you. And that takes courage most people never tap into. But you did. You chose the path of remembering. And that's why you're still here. That's why you're still listening. You didn't quit when it got painful. You didn't numb when it got silent. You didn't hide when your world fell apart. You stood still. You stayed present. You let it burn. And from the ashes, you started building something real. A life in resonance. A path in integrity. A truth that doesn't need to be explained. That version of you, that soul-first, truth-anchored, source-connected version, they don't need to be accepted. They already are. So stop explaining. Stop shrinking. Stop playing small just to be relatable. Stop giving away your frequency to people who haven't earned your energy. You didn't come here to be relatable. You came here to be real, to stand in your frequency, to radiate it, to let it speak for you, to let it build a new world. Because the ones who can feel you, They're already on the way. Not because you convinced them, but because they're vibrating at the same level. That's resonance. That's alignment. That's the new earth. So if you feel like you don't belong anymore, it's not because you failed. It's because you finally remembered where you do. Hold your frequency, even if no one claps, even if no one follows, even if no one understands, even if they mock you, even if they leave. Because the old reality was never your destination. It was your awakening. And now the real path begins. Welcome to the shift. Welcome to remembrance. Welcome home. If you ever doubt this path, return to your breath. Close your eyes, silence the noise, and feel your own presence. You're not behind. You're not late. You're not lost. You are on time for your own unfolding. The more you let go, the more your true timeline reveals itself. The timeline where you don't chase, you magnetize. The timeline where you don't compete, you align. The timeline where your light does the speaking. This is what outgrowing looks like. A soft but irreversible severing from everything that cannot follow you forward. Not because you're better, but because you're becoming whole, real, undeniable, sovereign. The world you're stepping into requires wholeness, requires honesty, requires embodiment, and you're doing it. One breath, one layer, one remembering at a time, one truth at a time, one conscious decision at a time, one inner vow at a time. So trust the silence, honor the space. Let the disconnect be the proof that you're tuning in to something real, something ancient, something eternal. This message is for the souls walking through the in-between, the ones who haven't fully arrived but can no longer go back, the ones floating between versions of self. I see you. I feel you. You're not wrong. You're not broken. You're building the bridge as you walk it. So walk it and trust that on the other side, you'll find those who are building too, not with blueprints from the old world, but from inner truth, from divine memory, from soul integrity. And when you meet them, there'll be no need to explain, because they'll already know. They've walked that same lonely fire. They've buried who they were. They've rebuilt from the ruins. And now they walk in silence and power, carrying the light of remembrance. And when that light meets yours, you'll know. You'll remember why you came, and you'll never look back again. You'll begin to walk in full remembrance, fully anchored, fully aware, fully empowered. So now that you're here, standing on the edge of everything familiar, ask yourself, are you willing to let go completely? Are you ready to embody your highest vibration without apology? Because the truth is, your frequency is no accident. It is a sacred, encoded signature of your mission. And those who align with it will recognize you. Not by your face, not by your voice, but by your field. Your energy speaks louder than words. It echoes beyond timelines. It weaves through dimensions. It calls in only what belongs. This is the season of deep embodiment, of saying no to every version of you that was shaped in fear, of turning away from false timelines crafted in trauma, of standing tall in the codes you came here to anchor, and anchoring them, not just when it's easy, but when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because that's when it matters most. You're not here to preach. You're here to be, to walk in truth so strongly that your silence becomes a message. Your presence becomes an activation. Your alignment becomes a revolution. So rise now. Rise even when it aches. Rise even when it's quiet. Rise even if they don't understand. Rise because you were made for this exact moment. A soul encoded with ancient fire and eternal memory. You were never too much. You were never too sensitive. You were never too intense. You were tuned for something higher, designed for the shift, built for this timeline. And no amount of rejection or silence can erase your role. Your frequency is your key. Hold it high, keep it clean, let it shape your path. And when it gets lonely again, come back to this message. Let it remind you, you're not alone. You've just outgrown their reality. You were never meant to shrink. You were meant to shine. To all of you tuning in, welcome back to the channel. Whether you're new or returning, this space exists for the awakened, the awakening, and those who are remembering who they really are. If this message resonated, drop a like, share it with someone ready to hear it, and hit subscribe for more transmissions like this. If you'd like to support this mission, the donation link is below. Every single presence here counts. You are not alone. You never were.